Before we start this episode, here's a quick preview of what's coming. Take an animated trip around the world and see what it's like for teens living in other countries. Explore global issues and learn how unique America really is. Enjoy the rest of our free videos for all ages when you subscribe at PragerU.com.
Welcome to Colombia, a land of mountains, rainforests, and spirited people. Colombia sits on the northwest corner of South America, sharing a border with Peru, Ecuador, Brazil, and Venezuela. A narrow strip of land also connects Colombia to Central America via Panama. This link between the two continents gives Colombia its nickname, the Gateway to South America. Colombians in the remote border regions live with unique challenges. Unsecured borders bring crime, violence, and a growing illegal immigration problem. With powerful criminal groups called cartels in charge, life is dangerous and unpredictable. Meet Sofia. She lives near the rainforest with her papa, Pablo, her mama, Juanita, and her older brother, Fernando. They grow plantain trees on their land, which lies far from the city but only 6 miles from La Bandera, a place in the mountains where Colombia's border meets Panama. In the past year, Sofia's home has changed dramatically. Every day, boats arrive in the nearest town and migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Venezuela, and many other countries come on shore. The dirt road by her house is full of them. She knows many fled poverty or violence in their own countries, but where they are headed is just as dangerous. People called coyotes charge hundreds or thousands of dollars per person to lead the migrants to La Bandera. There's no border control, so once they arrive, migrants cross illegally and enter the Darien Gap, 66 miles of undeveloped rainforest. The Darien has no roads. Rain, fast rivers, and steep muddy trails make the week-long trip dangerous, and few bring enough food or water. It's also lawless and controlled by the cartels. Many migrants are robbed along the way, or worse. Crossing the Darien is the first part of a migrant route to El Norte, the United States. When people hear that the U.S.-Mexican border is poorly enforced, they think a better life in El Norte is worth the risk. In 2023, over 500,000 people came to Colombia to start this journey. Many did not survive. Every time another migrant group walks by, Sofia's stomach feels heavy. She feels sorry for the people and wants to help. And she wonders if it would just be better to have no borders at all. Sofia's brother Fernando has an interesting offer for her. His friend Andres is leading a migrant group, and he asked Fernando to come along as a paid guide. Sofia knows the trail, and she's good with different Spanish dialects, so Fernando wants her to come too. Sofia is reluctant. People from her town have disappeared near the border, and her parents tell her to avoid the area. She decides not to give her brother an answer just yet. Today, Sofia has traveled to the city to sell plantains, and she's made a new friend, a migrant named Alejandra, who left Venezuela with her grandmother, or abuelita. They plan to head to El Norte soon through the Darien Gap. They have little money and no camping gear, and abuelita has a sharp pain in her knee. Sofia worries that they will not get far. When Fernando tells Sofia that her new friends are in the migrant group he's leading with Andres, she finally says yes to his offer. Fernando thinks it will be easy, but Sofia has a very bad feeling. Her papa and mama would never approve, so she will have to lie to them. But helping migrants like her friend across the border seems like the humane thing to do. It's the morning of the hike, and Fernando and Sofia sneak out to join the migrant group. Along with the women and children, Sofia is surprised to see many young men from places as far away as China, the Middle East, and Africa. She notices that Andres is carrying a gun, but she reminds herself that even this part of the trip can be dangerous. Over the hours of hiking, Alejandra keeps pace with the main group, but Sofia stays near the back, helping the slower people like Abuelita. Finally, Sofia sees La Bandera, marked by a tattered Colombian flag with pictures of missing people below it. They've reached the border, but now Alejandra is nowhere to be found. Did she keep hiking while the group stopped to rest? Sofia is concerned and continues on alone to look for her friend. It's nighttime in the Darien, and Sofia is surrounded by darkness and the sounds of the jungle. She is several miles up the trail still looking for Alejandra. After hearing unfamiliar voices and spotting a hidden trail, Sofia follows it up to a group of tents. She sneaks in and unzips one of them, and then she freezes. Alejandra is inside, tied up and injured. Working quickly and quietly to free her, Sofia's mind races. Is Andres working with the cartel or the evil human traffickers who kidnap and sell their victims? Back at home, Pablo and Juanita are worried. It's been more than 12 hours since they've seen their kids. With so many migrant crossings and disappearances at the border, they fear the worst. They've just spoken with a man named Cruz at the police station. He's a detective who specializes in human trafficking. As Cruz and his team set out, everyone is praying. Sofia and Alejandra run through the dark. To their surprise, they run into Fernando and Abuelita on the trail, and everyone bursts into relieved tears. Suddenly, a gunshot sounds in the distance behind them, somewhere in the Darien. With no one to help them, all they can do is run for the border. Dawn is breaking. Sofia is exhausted, but relieved. After crossing back into Colombia, they met Cruz with his search party. Now, policemen are carrying Alejandra and Abuelita down the hill on stretchers. When Cruz explains how much danger they were in, Sofia hangs her head. The more she listens to him talk about the problems near the border, the more she understands. Unsecured borders bring crime, violence, and suffering. Cruz tells her that strong borders are more humane. They make sure that people like Alejandra move to a new country legally without the risks. By letting countries control who comes in and out, strong borders protect communities and reduce the power that cartels have. When they arrive home, Sofia and Fernando apologize to their parents for breaking their trust. Pablo and Juanita are so grateful to have their children back safely that they throw a fiesta that night. Everyone is enjoying rice, arepas, and, of course, cooked plantains. For a while, Alejandra and Abuelita stay with Sofia's family. Cruz offers to help them request asylum from the Colombian government. Unfortunately, the legal immigration process moves slowly. One morning, Sofia wakes up and finds that Alejandra and Abuelita are gone. With the unsecured border so close and migrant groups passing often, they simply could not wait. Another harvest is coming up, but this time, Sofia and Fernando are focused on school. Sofia hopes Colombia can finally secure its border. When it does, and when the United States secures its border again, the dangerous migrant route will no longer be an option or a magnet for danger and suffering. As Cruz points out, strong borders bring safety, rule of law, and cooperation between countries. Things everyone needs for a better life.